So you grab a potato masher, 5 cups of blackberries, 7 cups of sugar, 1 box of pectin, and you just sit here in a regular pan before you even heat it up. Just smash your berries up. You don't want to get it to the point where it's just all really watery, because with jam, you like to have some of the berries in there. I mean, it gives it a little bit more of a better taste. And you just sit there and just smash them all up as much, you know. Leave some of the pulp. If you want, you can take a lot of the seeds by using a cheesecloth. Get the seeds out of there. I like the seeds because it kind of gives it more of a taste and realistic kind of flavor of blackberry jam. Because when you eat blackberries, you know the seeds are in there. But if you don't like seeds, just smash it all up, boil it, and then strain the seeds out. Don't put the pectin in, you know. And then when you get all the seeds out and you got your jam, put the pectin in. Plus, do 8 cups of berries when you do it that way. Get these all nice and smashed up. And don't use a plastic or metal spoon while you're doing this, because it makes the berries and the jam taste weird. So I just end up using a wood spatula or spoon because it leaves it the taste. And you take your wood spatula, just kind of stir it up. Make sure all the excess is kind of... Oh, I smell blackberries. Getting all done. Get it all nice and done. If you want to do one with not a lot of sugar, they do have recipes at the boxes of pectin that you can get that have no sugar in it if you want. I personally like sugary things, so I try and do it with a lot of sugar. But that's the family recipe, so I don't really change it up. I leave it the way the family likes it that way. And yeah. Now, since you got that all chopped up, nice and good, get your pectin, which is Sure Gel. That's all I use. Get that all open. Spread it in there. Don't pour it all at once, just kind of slowly stir it in. This will make it to where your jam actually becomes nice and thick. And it'll settle. It won't be all runny and yeah. Now the fun part, put it on high, your temperature on high, and just sit there and continue stirring it. Oh yeah, that's looking good. If you want, you can take half a teaspoon of butter, throw it in here, and that'll prevent it from the bubbles. Yeah, the bubbles kind of, yeah. But, so you guys can kind of see, that's what you kind of want when you're doing it. Kind of a slop, and while you're cooking it will eventually kind of thicken up, and then, or not thicken up, but kind of get all more runny. And then when you put the 7 cups of sugar in, it'll be just perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and yeah, I'll be back. Alright, so I got this on high heat. I've got it boiling right now. Basically, constantly stir it when you got the pectin and the berries in there. You want to constantly stir it to a full rolling boil. Now, a full rolling boil is basically while you're still sitting there stirring it, it's actually boiling. And once it gets to that point where you're still stirring and it's just boiling like crazy, then you can start putting your sugar in. And when you put your sugar in, you want to get it back to a full rolling boil. And once it gets to a full rolling boil, you cook it for 1 minute. Get that nice and stirred up with all that sugar in there. Oh, that's looking good. kind of excited. It's been almost a year since I've actually cooked this up and made blackberry jam. So family's gonna be kind of excited that I made it again. But you want to constantly stir this because for the 1 minute when you got it in here and it's boiling, stir it. Make sure you time it for exactly 1 minute. The whole reason being is because with that sugar, if you cook it longer, the sugar will be basically to the point that it will be more of a liquefied sugar and won't actually strengthen it up to where when you go to pour it in the jars, it'll be like a jam. If you do a bigger pot, you won't get stuff all over the place, but it's the whole point of cooking. You know, you get things splattered everywhere and you just end up cleaning it up after. Now, another thing, the more you stir it, or the more you stir it with the high heat, with it going with a little bit more bubbles, the darker it'll get with blackberries. Other jam, it kind of lightens it up, and it depends. It brings the color out of the berries. So and make sure you scrape all the sides, the bottom, make sure you get all the big chunks of sugar up and mixed in, because it likes to kind of get to the bottom and sit there. So you kind of want it all stirred up so it don't burn and everything gets just perfect. And you just sit there and keep it going. Now, a lot of people I've noticed they use jam jars. I mean, we have with this recipe, we use jam jars. I use just regular Tupperware jars or containers. Main reason is with me, it don't last long. I'll end up eating it like crazy. And most of my family and friends will also. So I just put in those, and it lasts for about 5 to 6 weeks in the containers if you keep it refrigerated, and you won't have to worry about it. And that's if you like jam, you know, as much as everybody that I know does. We use jam on quite a bit of things, so. I'll end up doing a lot more videos on cooking things. I do a lot of smoked meats, fish, meat, London broils, roast, not London broil, but roast. Sorry, I've been kind of out of it for the last couple months. But yeah, this is starting to slowly come back to a boil. I'm still stirring it, making sure. Now I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. Now that I have a full broil, I'm going to keep stirring it and cooking for 1 minute exactly. And that's going to end up getting all the nice good stuff to kind of percolate in there and get it nice and good. And just keep stirring, you know, just a nice slow momentum. Don't go really fast because you're going to splash everything everywhere. Just nice and slow, and it'll kind of get it mixed up. Do like figure eights and then circles and then counterclockwise, you know. Make sure you're scraping the bottom and the sides as you're doing it. Now we're down at 20 seconds, and oh, that strong jam smell's coming out now. That's what I like, the strong blackberry smell. Just keep spinning this as it's doing 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you take it off the burner. Look at that. Look at that. Just kind of stir it up. And just let that sit. Alright, so now that I got this all ready, I got my lids and everything. With jam, usually there's bubbles at the top. And you just kind of scrape those off and get rid of them. I don't have much on this one. Now that I have that, you want to get yourself a ladle. You basically just start ladling it all into the cups. I usually do 2 scoops with the ladle for each one. Look at that. Nice and dark jam. I'm gonna end up bringing this into some of the people at work again, and they're gonna love me for it. And it's a quick, easy jam. I mean, you're not really taking forever to do jam like most recipes have you doing. And it gives you an amazing, nice, deep jam, or deep colored jam that is amazing and can last forever. I mean, now that I have all this extra, I'll turn this way a bit.